It's Java Gab with Jordan, here to perk up your day. It's Java Gab with Jordan, start your week the a cappella way.
Hello, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes, here we are. Happy Monday to everyone. We hope you are keeping well. Here in Toronto, it's a very snowy day. I think the snow is actually coming down right now. And it's beautiful. It's a bit of a winter wonderland out there. And so I think after today's show, we'll head out for a long walk with many, many layers on.
Indeed, indeed. So welcome this morning. This is Suba Sankaran.
This is Dylan Bell.
We are the co-artistic directors of SING, the Toronto Vocal Arts Festival, the hosting organization for Java and Gab. We have our coffee here ready for us.
Yes, we
Suba,
do.
can you tell us a little bit? That's a beautiful mug.
Yes, I do love it. Oh, here, I'm going to give you a lovely picture.
Close-up 3D.
That's right. Woo!
The bird is coming to get you.
The bird is coming to get you. Yes, this is a beautiful cup given to me by my friend and bandmate, Ed Hanley, who's a wonderful tabla player, videographer, and photographer, among many, many other things. And so I have a hunch that he bought this. To me, it really seems like, just by the brand of it, I do have to ask him to confirm, but I think it's from the Art Gallery of Ontario. He's been known to buy me things at Christmas and on our shared birthday. So he and I share a birthday. It was, which is pretty great. And so sometimes he'll get mugs from a place like 10,000 Villages, and then other times more like the Art Gallery of Ontario. But I have a feeling that's where this is from. But this bird makes me very happy, very cute. And there's even a little bird on the inside.
Ooh,
so
drinking the coffee.
That's drinking the coffee, exactly. Like one of those little...
the little drinking
birds. The little drinking bird, exactly.
Hey, folks, tell us if you've got any particularly amusing mugs that you like to drink your morning coffee out of. Please throw something in the chat. Let us know what you've got out there.
Tell us about yours.
This is mine.
Ooh, happy people, happy caffeinated people.
Happy caffeinated people. And this mug we got when we were on tour in Africa.
Yes.
We had an opportunity to go to Kenya several years ago and do some music workshop work while we were there. And we picked up this mug. This is my everyday coffee mug. I absolutely adore this mug. It's the perfect size.
It's true. I have a small one that's more for espresso, which I don't have here at the table. And this is a company called Kazuri, I think. Is that right?
I think that's right.
Yes, Kazuri. Really a beautiful place, all fair trade, all women working there, doing a lot of beautiful pottery work and bead work as well. I remember getting some really nice jewelry from that same place.
Well, that's right. It was just absolutely fascinating. For those of you who don't know us, we also work as a performing group called Free Play. It's just the two of us. Sometimes it's just two voices a cappella. Sometimes it is the two of us doing live looping stuff. And so we were on tour, and that's where we picked up that mug.
Exactly.
We thought, we were looking out at the snow today and looking at the cold, and it made us think of the Idea of North, which is that wonderful document. Well, there's a couple of things called Idea of North. Some of you a cappella nerds out there probably know that there is a band from Australia called the Idea of North, of all things. And the Idea of North actually got their name from the Glenn Gould documentary.
That's right.
Called Idea of North, which was, of course, a CBC radio documentary, and then also was featured in a video documentary called 32 Short Films about Glenn Gould,
yes.
Starring Colm Feore. It is awesome. You should check it out. It came out in the mid-90s, I think. But we were looking at that. We're looking at the snow. We're thinking of the Idea of North. We're sitting here in front of our piano. We're also both piano players and love Johann Sebastian Bach. And we actually got our start as a duo by performing some Bach duets.
That's right.
Just a cappella. And so we thought maybe we just kick off the show a little bit with a quick little example of what we would do with that.
That's right.
So this is normally a piano piece. It's one of Bach's two-part inventions. We're just going to sing in two voices for you. We hope you enjoy this.
All right. And there you have it.
We hope you enjoyed a little box to go with your coffee this morning.
I often spend my mornings now, there are weird gifts that come out of this pandemic, and that is the gift of time. We have not had enough time to practice, days before the pandemic hit. And so oftentimes I will actually start my day with my cup of coffee on our beautiful piano here. And then I'll pull out either some Bach chorales or some Bach inventions, preludes and fugues, and I'll just start sight reading. I find that it's a really beautiful way to just get started, to get my brain revved up a little bit as the caffeine makes its way coursing through my veins, hopefully.
And those faster runs become easier to play.
Indeed. So there you have it.
So, of course, we are not the usual hosts of Java and Gab. It's normally Java and Gab with Jordan. And we know that many of you are friends and fans and fellow choristers with Jordan Travis. We thought this might be an opportunity to give you a little update on how things are going with Jordan.
Yes, so he has let us know that whenever he has updates to share, he's going to put those on his Facebook page, so that you can follow him there, but also continue to follow Liz's journey of recovery as he is by her side there. And he wants to let you know that they read everything in terms of the well wishes and the prayers and the messages of encouragement. He wants you to know that they are appreciated beyond measure. Those sorts of things do a lot in terms of healing and in terms of maintaining that sense of courage. And so on behalf of the whole Singh family that we're representing today, we're sending our love and support to Jordan, to Liz, and to their two daughters at this time.
And as you can imagine, this is taking up a lot of Jordan's energy. So we have suggested to Jordan, he agrees, that it would be nice for him to step back a little bit from some of his important duties as executive director of Sing the Toronto Vocal Arts Festival, and that includes this show. So rather than having continual sub-guests come in, such as ourselves, we thought, well, this show is kind of about Jordan and Jordan's energy. So when Jordan is ready to come back, Jordan's going to take off the month of March, and we're going to see how things go from there. But don't worry. In the meantime, on Monday mornings, we're always going to have some sort of artist feature that we're going to feature on our social medias. It may not be a show like this, but it will be something to keep your interest in the a cappella world going, and we want you to stay tuned for all sorts of those things.
Indeed. All right. So we want to make sure that we get to our next guest and their particular chorus, and we're gonna let her speak about this. But just to whet the appetite, shall we show a little clip?
All right, here we go. This is a little bit of our next group, and then we're going to introduce Yolanda Emerson.
We are.
Let the sky fall when it crumbles. We will stand tall, face it all together. Let the sky fall when it crumbles. We will stand tall, face it all together. At skyfall, at skyfall.
All right. Good morning and welcome, Yolanda Emerson, everyone. Hello.
Hi, everybody. Good morning, Suba. Good morning, Dylan.
Good morning. Good morning. It's a very early morning for you, as we understand it.
It
Uh,
is, but it's worth it to be here. So
fan-
thank you.
Oh, absolutely. It's our absolute pleasure. And so what we just heard was the Pacific Edge Chorus, and that was a really great arrangement. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, that arrangement of Skyfall, which the chorus absolutely loves, was done by our very own Diane Butler. She is also one of our assistant directors and a very, very talented woman. She's also my bass section leader. So anyway, shout out to Diane. She's arranged not just Skyfall, but other songs for our chorus as well. She's amazing. Mhm.
Beautiful.
Wonderful. Well, you are a member of the Pacific Edge Chorus, and we'd love to know a little bit more about your group. Can you tell us something about us?
Yeah, sure. We're Pacific Edge Chorus. We are located on Vancouver Island. We're based in the Greater Victoria area. We rehearse in Langford. These are a lot of names here. But we have members that come to us from as far away as Parksville and Nanaimo. And we even have a one of our latest members join us from Abbotsford. So although we are based in Victoria, we have folks who would travel a long way to come to rehearsals, commuting like a couple of hours each way to come and see us. So very, very dedicated. We just love singing together, being together, and yeah. So there's 50 of us in our group right now, and we can't meet in person, obviously, since the pandemic, but we have been meeting virtually since about the end of March of last year.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, for those of us on our listening audience, a cappella is an extremely wide genre. We have contemporary a cappella, we have classical a cappella, like we did. We have a cappella vocal jazz, and of course, what your group does is barbershop. And for those of us less familiar with the genre, tell us a little bit about barbershop music and how it sets it apart from different kinds of a cappella music.
Well, barbershop is a cappella, obviously, and it is 4-part harmony, typically. So you have your bass, your baritone, lead, and tenor, and the music itself, in terms of what sets us apart, I guess when we talk about barbershop itself, is that there are our aim in barbershop is to ring chords. And so with that, we have, it's just how we sing. And when we match our tones right, when we place the vowels right, when everything clicks together, we can ring a chord, which actually creates like a fifth note in there, which is we call it an overtone. So it's amazing when you can hear that. It's like, whoa, it's like, who's singing that note?
Yes.
It's
I don't
fantastic.
know.
For those outside the barbershop genre, we often look to barbershop. If you want to learn, and this is for anybody who sings, if you want to learn how to blend chords, go check out barbershop singers, because that, as you said, that is the stock and trade in barbershop, is getting that little extra person up there to sing the extra note.
I used to call him Dissonance Man.
Dissonance Man.
But you're right. It's overtones, it's harmonics, and it really does, as you said, feels like a fifth member, or it just feels like it further fills out that chord that you're creating.
Yeah, it's magic, and in fact, goosebumpy.
Yes, absolutely.
And of course, in the a cappella world, it's a really well-established community out there with different regions all across North America. But if I understand it correctly, yours is the only region that is all Canadian groups. Tell us a bit about that.
That's right. Yes, our chorus is in BC, but the other provinces are Alberta and Saskatchewan. So we are the all Canadian Maple Leaf region. So very proud of that. But we are part of the larger organization of Sweet Adelines. We're one region, which Sweet Adelines has choruses all over the world. Didn't know if the audience knows that, but yes, Sweet Adelines has about 21,000 members across the globe, from countries like Japan and Australia, New Zealand. We've got the Netherlands and Sweden and the UK and the US, a lot of choruses in the US and Canada as well. And I think and Japan. Germany. And if I've missed one of the countries, oh, I'm really sorry, but I think I pretty much have them all.
We're going to get somebody from a country who's going to write something in the chat and say, "Don't forget about us."
Yeah, exactly. Oh, sorry, Finland and Germany.
Finland, yes. We've got some amazing, those are amazing singing countries that are adopting this, what is usually considered a North American style of music, but it really is kind of universal in its idea of blend and chord ringing and all that sort of stuff. And we actually have a performance we'd love to play, which I believe is an award-winning performance, a gold medal winning performance of, that was you in Baltimore. Am I correct about this?
That's right. Yeah.
Great.
All right, we're going to play a little bit of that right now. This is the Pacific Edge Chorus.
My flag boy and your flag boy sitting by the fire. My flag boy says to your flag boy, I'm going to set your flag on fire. Talking about hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. I go on day, oh, on Monday, Giacomo Finale. Hey now, Giacomo Finale. Hey now, Giacomo Finale. Hey now, Giacomo Finale.
All right. I love that song. That song always makes me think of Rain Man. It was
Really?
it was in the soundtrack of Rain Man, and it's one of the first times I had heard it over and over again. Great song, great arrangement, great little bits of choreography and percussion, and just kind of having fun together. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about the sort of entertainment portion of your rehearsals and how you instill that kind of joy in this beautiful and technical music making that you do.
Well, during our rehearsals, we work very hard on the technical aspects of barbershop, learning our vocal skills. I mean, we have great educators within our chorus who help us with vocal skills, and we rehearse those. And at the same time, we have like a ton of fun while we're doing it. We I mean, the last year, I guess coming up to a year now, we've been doing virtual rehearsals. And so our director, Julie Smith, has been amazing in bringing her leadership to those rehearsals and keeping them really interesting, engaging for us. We still do our rehearsal. It's just everything is virtual, and we do physical warm-ups, vocal warm-ups, and then we work on our repertoire, everything like that, just to keep up our skills, so that when we can meet again, that we can sing together and still, sound pretty good.
Amazing.
Wonderful. And speaking of meeting again, do you have plans for when we're all able to play together again? What are you going to be doing?
Well, when we can play together again, we do have a couple of big things coming up. Later this year in November, we are doing a medieval banquet and show. So it's called Some Nights, and it is going to be an evening of medieval feasting, fun, and rollicking. It's a rollicking good time for all.
Excellent. Oh, that sounds great.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. Yes.
Awesome. That sounds fantastic. You got any tours planned or anything like that?
Yes, we do. We have a tour planned for 2022. We are going to do a bus tour of the Maritimes. So we are going to travel to Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, and New Brunswick. And on the tour, we will get to see some sights, but we also have we will have planned singing performances along the way. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, our tour committee is working really hard on that, as well as our show committee is working very hard on this medieval banquet and show. It's going to be, lots to look forward to when we can get together again.
It's so nice to have something at the end of the tunnel, isn't it, too? To sort of remind why we get to do this and sort of what the payoff is going to be after we've done all this rehearsing.
Yes,
yeah,
and
for sure.
You also mentioned that even during this pandemic time, you have some new membership as well.
Yes, we do. Well, every rehearsal is open to anybody who would like to join us. And I'm speaking to everybody out there. Please come see us on a Tuesday night. You are welcome, and join our rehearsal and see what we're all about. And uh, and during this time, we've had people who have found us along the way and heard about us and joined our rehearsal and decided to join us. So it's been fantastic. Yes, to have 6 new members join us.
That's brilliant. Yeah, you don't really see that kind of thing happening so much. People are mostly retreating these days, but to see people embracing that full force is it's very inspiring. And speaking of inspiring, we have a question for you. We've already heard a couple of amazing clips, amazing arrangements that you folks are doing. Do you have a specific favorite arrangement that Pacific Edge Chorus has performed?
Well, oh, there's so many has performed. Well, I'd have to say probably one of my favorites that I can think of is "Rolling in the Deep,"
Oh,
because that one is it's a great song by Adele, and we have some fun choreography that goes along with it. So it's always fun when we can do some choreography. So that's probably one of my favorites that way. And we're working on one right now, which I absolutely love too. It's Pure Imagination, which has ooey gooey goodness,
nice.
beautiful chords.
That just sounds gorgeous. Well, we are going to move on to the game show portion of the
Nice.
event today, and we're going to ask you folks out there in Radio Land. This is the game This or That. We want you to join in, play along, and so please throw your answers in the chat window. We're going to get to see. This can be quite a controversial game sometimes.
It really can. Yes.
You get something like, if we're playing This or That, somebody says chocolate or vanilla, and somebody says vanilla, and you get all these people going,
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Yes, exactly.
It's like the dating game in the a cappella world.
So this is This or That. You can only choose one. And I find the best way to do this is to go with your gut, even if you're not entirely sure or you're kind of waffling on what your answer might be. So first, This or That is cats or dogs?
Ooh, cats.
Okay. There's usually very much one or the other.
Right.
Would you rather do laundry or dishes?
Ooh, dishes.
Okay.
Okay.
Very much not mine.
No.
You're right.
Dishes keep your hands warm, though, which is very comforting. So I think that's I'm with Lolanda here.
All right, I'll buy that. You're at the movies. You're at the snack bars. Is it going to be candy or popcorn?
Popcorn.
All right.
With butter.
Yes.
Not any golden topping, butter.
Very. Oh, see, that's truth right there. The truth of popcorn in that answer.
It's just a delivery mechanism.
Yes,
really,
exactly.
Right down to it.
All right. Next up, here's an interesting one. This one I find a little difficult. Book or movie, if it was your choice?
Ooh, geez, that's a good one. I will say book.
All right.
Okay, we got an intellectual in the crowd here.
Excellent.
Probably not us, but this could be a yes and question because you're out on the West Coast. Ocean or mountains?
Ocean.
We're with you.
Says the gal from Vancouver Island.
Exactly. Amazing. Beautiful. I think probably we'll do just one more of these, or maybe two. Let's see. This one's an interesting one. I'm not sure where I fall on the spectrum. Ninjas or pirates?
Ninjas.
All right.
And it's interesting because you could interpret that question a few ways. Would you rather be attacked by? Would you rather be?
Oh, I'd rather be a ninja.
I was being the ninja.
I love it.
I think I'd rather be a ninja, but I'd rather be attacked by a pirate.
Okay.
Yarr!
Yeah, I'd agree. I concur. And I think this will be our last one. 50s music or 80s music?
Ooh, 80s.
Yes! After our own heart, we have our own a cappella ensemble called Retrocity that does nothing but 80s music all out.
Awesome.
So much fun. Well, it's been wonderful having you here, and I'm glad to see that you're still getting people to come out to your rehearsals and everything. If people want to find you, you will see the information right down there. You can follow the Pacific Edge Chorus on Facebook. Please stay in touch with Lolanda Emerson and the Pacific Edge Chorus. And we're going to wrap up our show by playing one of those favorite arrangements that you mentioned. This is going to be a little piece of Rolling in the Deep. Everybody say thank you and goodbye to Lolanda for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Lolanda.
Thank you so much for having me.
Take
Please
care.
come to our rehearsals.
Yes. All right. Yeah, just wonderful stuff. Very, it's really interesting to hear barbershop in this more contemporary context, taking contemporary songs with the barbershop treatment, with those beautiful, you can hear it immediately in all of those clips, the beautiful blend and accuracy, and that sense of playfulness and camaraderie, which is always a beautiful thing. You absolutely need that in any a cappella ensemble.
Well, you get a few ninjas in a barbershop chorus, and you're
Right?
fine.
Ninjas and Pirates. Maybe that's going to be our next a cappella band.
Ooh, there you go. Fun fact. There's a term, the ninja baritone, that shows up in barbershop music.
Yes.
And that is the part that you feel but you don't see. They're there gluing everything together, but like a ninja, they're in the background.
Yes.
All right, we're just about ready to wrap up. Before we do, we've got a couple of our usual announcements. We want to remind you that there's lots of Sing action happening this week. We're going to start by letting you know a little bit about Sing Radio, which is available to watch on Thursdays on Maple Music Cafe, Fridays on Acaville Radio, and our producer Jin is going to put the links in the chat, hopefully.
And Saturdays and Sundays.
And Saturdays and Sundays for the rebroadcast. That's right. So there's lots of Sing Radio. And this is a show that we put on every week. We hope you will check that out.
Indeed.
As well, we want to make sure that you guys know what's happening out there in Singland. So you can visit us at singtoronto.com. And while you're there, please do sign up for our newsletter. We let you know all sorts of interesting things happening both with Sing and in the a cappella world in general. And we want to keep you informed. So make sure you do sign up for the newsletter.
And our festival will be going online at its usual time at the end of May. So you'll definitely want to check out any updates. We've got some beautiful programming coming up for that. And you and I also have a weekly event that we've been doing since we got home from the pandemic back in late March of 2020. And that is, our band is called Free Play, our duo. And we mostly specialize in all things a cappella as well as live looping. We also play instruments on occasion. And we call our series Free Play Fridays at 4.
This is available every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And we do have all our back episodes cataloged. So if you go to facebook.com/freeplayduo, you can find us at 4 p.m. this coming Friday and every Friday until we're allowed to go outside and play. But if you can't wait till Friday, you can go to our page there and you can get information on where to see our back episodes.
Indeed.
And we'd also like to thank you again, everybody who has been sending in messages of support and encouragement to Jordan and Liz and his family. We want to make sure that we're sending all the love and support that we can. As we mentioned, we're going to take this show on hiatus for a little while until Jordan is ready to come back. But please do stay in touch. Stay in touch with us. You can see up there, we've got some information on where Jordan is going to be posting his updates. So make sure that you check in on that so you know how he's doing and how his family is doing.
And we will be doing other spotlights on a cappella artists, featuring them on a weekly basis. But for now, Java and Gab will be on hiatus. But do continue to check in. As we mentioned, all that love is felt through the airwaves all the time. And Jordan, Liz, and the family really, truly and deeply appreciate it.
So thank you very much for joining us at Java and Gab. This is Suba Sankaran.
This is Dylan Bell.
And have a wonderful morning. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
do 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 do.